Discover the best in local business news with a subscription to the IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. For a limited time, try us out for just $1 a week for 8 weeks. Claim this limited time offer now at ibj.com/trial offer.
Hitting the road across I-70 from border to border in Indiana could soon mean paying a toll. We look at why the state is pushing for this, the potential impact on drivers and trucking companies, and the timeline on how it could all come together.
Ever since I was, they said I would be nothing, now they always say.
Superstar Post Malone headlining the big Final Four party in downtown Indianapolis. March Madness and its $400 million impact on Indiana's economy. Plus,
any teen will tell you playing sports comes with some hard knocks, but it's the bounce back that matters. It's a mental health lesson they want to bring to even more teens.
How an urban central Indiana high school has scored big time by blending the mental and physical aspects of competition. Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick. Presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, LIUNA, and the Indiana Association of Realtors.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. It is an idea that is sparking conversation and controversy statewide, making Interstate 70 a toll road across the state. Now, last year, the Indiana Department of Transportation filed an application with the federal government seeking approval for tolling on I-70. It's an idea embraced by the Braun administration as a means to generate billions of dollars to rebuild one of the state's most important and busiest east-west corridors. Supporters like Terre Haute Mayor Brandon Sackman say improvements on 70 could really provide long-term funding, a solution for a critical freight and commuter route.
For all of West Central Indiana, I-70 is that main thoroughfare. So from an economic development perspective, it is very important. From a public safety perspective, it is very important. I know a lot of residents who travel to and from the Indianapolis area, even our school corporation has acknowledged severe public safety concerns.
Critics, though, worry about the cost to drivers and the potential impact on communities. Let's take a closer look now at the tolling issue and what it could mean in Indiana with Danville Duncan. He's an associate professor at the O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs at Indiana University. Danville, great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, why are we here, this tolling issue?
So the main point, or at least the main reason we're here, has to do with shortage of revenues. So road infrastructure across the country is financed primarily through fuel taxes. But the base of the fuel tax is the amount of fuel consumed. And as vehicles become more fuel efficient, as we transition away from internal combustion vehicles to battery electric vehicles, the base of that tax is eroding. So that's kind of one of the main challenges. So it doesn't matter what the tax rate is, if you're taxing a smaller base, you have less revenues. The second problem, or at least second factor, is that tax rates have not been keeping up with this decline in the tax base. And so there are states that have adjusted rates over time, Indiana being one of them. But if you look long-term, rates have not kept pace. And then the third factor is cost. So the cost of constructing, maintaining roadways has gone up. And if the tax base is remaining kind of flat, as I mentioned, the amount you can buy with the revenues generated just keeps going down. So those three factors kind of drive the need for thinking about alternatives.
All right, let's take a look at what we're talking about, because the Braun administration sees tolling as a means to improving I-70, widening to 3 lanes of I-70, that important interstate. Cost estimated now at present terms, maybe $6.5 billion. Passenger vehicles potentially could be paying $15.60 border to border per mile to overall cost $15.60 to travel the distance. Touchy issue and the reaction from consumers.
Yes, so I think one of the maybe potential concerns here is if for a car going east to west, roughly $16, for a truck, a little bit over $80. In addition to the fuel tax already being paid. So, someone might be concerned that you're being now asked to pay more than you were being than you were paying before, and this might raise some concerns both on the economic side, efficiency, as well as fairness.
Yeah. Talked to Brandon Sackman, the mayor in Terre Haute. He's supportive of improvements on I-70, but he admits, he said, a lot of people, or a number of people, may divert away from the toll road to smaller, lesser roads, side roads, and that presents a concern to him. Here's what he had to say.
I'm thinking about 40. I'm thinking about some city streets, even Poplar Street, for example. And so now it's, okay, how can we work with the administration to have funds available, hopefully through tolling, to fix those? Because if there's additional traffic coming off of I-70 on the streets within the city of Terre Haute, local taxpayers are going to have to foot that bill to maintain that street. And we're trying to alleviate that.
A lot of factors to consider,
Yes.
The economic factors, the upkeep of other roads, and those types of things.
Yeah, so what he's getting at there is the fact that as it costs more to drive, people will look for alternatives, right? And so the main alternative to I-70 is State Road 40, Highway 40. And so as vehicles get redirected, or at least as drivers look for options, that increases the volume of traffic on those roadways, which means more congestion, chances for accidents, and the associated costs, tend to go up. So it's a real concern to think about, how will we maintain these side roads as people try to think about how to reduce the cost of going east-west or west-east.
Lots to think about on this issue, to be sure. Danville Duncan, associate professor at the O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs at IU. I'm sure we'll be talking more about this. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you much.
All right. Well, electric-powered big rigs rolling down interstates and highways are getting roadside assistance from Purdue University. Engineers at Purdue have, for the first time ever, successfully designed technology that can charge heavy-duty electric vehicles while they drive at high speeds. Experiments that were done along the US 52 highway, 231 corridor in West Lafayette in December proved the new innovation could help lower the cost of electrified highways for all vehicles. Purdue partnered with Cummins, AECom, White Construction, and PC Krause & Associates on developing that system. Well, coming up next, Indianapolis on the clock like never before when it comes to hosting March Madness. No city has ever hosted the divisional championships for Division 1, 2, and 3 and the NIT final. What it means to the region's bottom line when we come back.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the stakes are high. Realtors are market experts who do business by a higher code of ethics, and we're invested in Indiana because we're also your neighbors. Now here's the latest statewide real estate report.
In 2025, the number of homes for sale across Indiana hit a 6-year high, with new listings jumping nearly 10% in the last 2 years. Homes also stayed on the market about 4 days longer than 2024, 2 weeks longer than back in 2021. Buyers have more options and more time to find the right home heading into 2026. But patience is paying off for home sellers, as Indiana property values continue to climb. Indiana is still one of the most affordable states for home ownership. The mortgage payment on a typical recent home purchase equals about 34% of our median monthly household income.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
Every time I'm leaving on you, you don't make it easy, no. Wish I could be there for you. Give me a reason to.
Well, the stars are aligning for the Final Four celebration in downtown Indianapolis. It's right around the corner. Megastar musician Post Malone will take the stage to headline the NCAA March Madness Music Festival at American Legion Mall. Indianapolis gearing up to host its 9th, that's right, 9 Final Fours, the first one in 5 years. The last one, the city hosted the entire tournament during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Final Four is expected to pump some $400 million into the Indiana economy. And the showdown between the Division I schools for all the marbles won't be the only game in town. For the first time ever, Indianapolis will host the whole kit and caboodle, the Division I, D2, and D3, and NIT championships. A couple of other Hoosier basketball business notes for you. Caitlin Clark and Eli Lilly and Company partnering to build a basketball court and a small park in downtown Indianapolis. Clark's Foundation building the outdoor court across from Lilly's global headquarters. And Riverview Health is taking over naming rights for Noblesville's new sports multi-purpose facility. It will now be known as Riverview Health Arena at Innovation Mile. Well, an Elkhart company is designing a new experience for its customers looking to buy RVs and other vehicles.
They'll be able to design and develop their unit without actually building a physical prototype.
Patrick Industries unveiling The Experience, a digital design studio that allows customers and designers the opportunity to work with a life-size virtual RV. Users can visualize the space and try different colors while seeing the product on a massive LED screen. Some big news for Indiana's manufacturing economy. Toyota making a major investment in its sprawling Southwest Indiana plant. The company says it will invest some $200 million at its facility in Princeton to increase production capacity for the Grand Highlander SUV. The funding is part of an overall $1 billion investment in Toyota's Indiana and Kentucky operations, and as part of the automaker's earlier announced commitment to invest up to $10 billion in its U.S. plants over the next 5 years. About 7,300 people currently work at the Princeton plant.
Oh, and what a journey it's been, people. What a journey it has been. You know, traveling around the country, coming out, doing these shows for you.
Well, after 40 years, a program that brought the world to DePaul University is sunsetting. Comedian Trevor Noah will be the final headliner for the Ubben Lecture Series, April 30th on the Greencastle campus. Founded by DePaul alums, the late Timothy Ubben and his wife Sharon, the series has attracted more than 100 high-profile speakers, including Mikhail Gorbachev, Margaret Thatcher, and Bill Clinton. Well, IBJ Media and Inside Indiana Business are once again providing a platform for regions across the state of Indiana through our Innovate Indiana series. This will be the 5th year for the Innovate series, which connects business, academic, and community leaders to discuss how innovation can drive growth and fuel regional economies. Joining me now for more on what to expect this year, pleased to be joined by IBJ Media President Mitch Frazier. Mitch, great to see you.
Gary, great to see you.
This event has really become one of the events I look forward to every year because it really engages regions around the country. Give folks who don't know a thumbnail description of the Innovate Series.
The Innovate Series is our commitment to bring focus to the economies that are thriving across Indiana. We'll travel to 9 cities from May all the way till the end of the year, and it's academics, it's government leaders, it's business leaders, it's investors all coming together to focus on what's going well, but also identify those gaps that we can all collectively work together to solve to drive the next chapter of growth.
Yeah, and this year we have something very special. Indiana Governor Mike Braun is committed to headlining every event this year, all 9 events around the state of Indiana. I asked the president of the IEDC, Josh Richardson, how that fits into the state's regional economic development plan. Here's what he had to say.
I think the governor wants to be out supporting regions when they've come together to decide what they want to be. And so, you know, that's going to look like advanced manufacturing in some places, perhaps semiconductor work. We've got these across Indiana, advanced logistics. But I think it's really this idea that if you as a region can come together and decide where you want to go, we're likely to be more successful. And when the state can align behind that and really enable you as you move forward, all the better.
And Mitch, those discussions around those issues, very vibrant. We've attracted 10,000 people to these events over the last 4 years.
It's really when you see these events in person, you hear event and you have in your mind what these things are. This is something special. This is about convening community leaders around not just what could we do, but what are we doing and how collectively can we use the strengths that we have in each region to grow. I love what Josh said. Yep. In some places that's going to be advanced manufacturing. In some places that's going to be life sciences. You just had the governor on last week talking about that here in Central Indiana. Huge opportunity.
Rich Frazier, as always, great to
Gary,
see you.
great
Looking
seeing
forward to the event. First one in Fort Wayne?
Fort Wayne, May 15th.
All right, looking forward.
See you there.
Thanks. Well, still ahead, a new game plan helping young athletes deal with the hard knocks of competition. The Arsenal Tech Titans back on the winning track thanks to new training in mental health toughness. Learn more about the program teaching lifelong lessons and work skills beyond the football field.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today, and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster among
businesses need
adults.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Mental health, access to health care, affordable housing. Three of the big concerns jumping out on the Marion County Health Department's 2025 Community Health Assessment Report. Some of the key takeaways. Well, 1 in 4 Marion County residents report they've been diagnosed with depression. 1 in 3 say they can't fully pay medical bills. And get this, 40% of all calls to Marion County's community hotline were related to housing. Marion County Public Health Department Director Dr. Virginia Kane on the toll it's taking on families.
Do I have stable housing? Can I afford to pay my electricity bills and whatever? You know, am I concerned about my children? Are they safe? And then, you know, sometimes children, they can pick up the tension in the families related to a lot of our residents.
Well, a testament now to how paying closer attention to mental health can create success among young people. In 2023, the Arsenal Tech High School football team finished the season with 0 wins, but the team rallied the last 2 seasons with winning records in conference play. The coach says the major turnaround wasn't the result of their physical game, but their mental game. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta joins us now with how mental health programs are helping high school athletes.
Any teen will tell you playing sports comes with some hard knocks, but it's the bounce back that matters. It's a mental health lesson they want to bring to even more teens.
Physical strength is usually the focus in sports, but Arsenal Tech is now training athletes in mental toughness.
I think that this is an underserved population in terms of mental health, and recognizing that we devote a lot of resources to their physical health, but recognizing the need to support them from a mental health capacity in both skill set and learning. When you get down there, then settle down here. Settle down here.
Dr. Elaine Gilbert is a pediatric psychologist at Riley Children's Health, and she's been a big part of the football comeback the last 2 seasons. She's leading a pilot program at the IPS school called Mental Resiliency Training, Supported by a grant from the Riley Children's Foundation, the free program teaches players how to cope with the stress and setbacks that inevitably come with playing sports.
And then make sure you're doing some stretches that are going to prepare you for that elongation, that stopping and turning.
It starts in the classroom, where the players learn sports psychology lessons and how the mind-body connection can help on the field. And before football games, Dr. Gilbert worked with the team to shape their mindset.
And we've actually known from science that the physiological response will differ. If we have true skill in how our brain and our body can cope and to understand and even to work on the cognitive process, then that helps us both recover but also continue to persist through hard.
Brian Nichols faced adversity when he was sidelined by a football injury, followed by another injury in basketball.
I started having a lot of doubts. I was getting ready to quit because I just kept losing confidence because I just kept constantly dealing with injuries.
But the mental resiliency training helped him bounce back.
They was just helping me, get through it, and I realized I have people that's here to help me, and it brought me back up.
The football coach says it was a game changer for his players from before the program started.
And they let their emotions get to a level where they were almost uncontainable. The kids nowadays, they call it crashing out.
To after the mental training.
There was a clear and evident difference between these kids not having somebody to talk to, not having some tools to work with when they had issues, to having those things. And we just improved exponentially.
It helped deliver wins on the field, but the goal is for players to also be more resilient in their everyday life.
We're teaching young people that prioritizing their mental health is really important. So that gets me so excited.
The next goal line is to expand the program through trainees who could take it to other school systems and more athletes, adding muscle to their mental game.
And it's not just for Arsenal Tech. The program is now expanding to athletes at all IPS schools. Gary, back to you.
All right, Kylie, thank you. Well, the mental training will remain focused on football within IPS, but Riley is working to expand the program to other school systems as well. Coming up next, we head to Fort Wayne for an out-of-this-world experience, where reaching for the stars takes on a whole new meaning. How Science Central's new planetarium aims to attract more young people into STEM careers. That's when we return.
We are bringing the power of this to this with a new IBJ Media app. For the first time ever, you'll be able to get the Indiana Lawyer, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indianapolis Business Journal all in one place wherever you go. All across the state of Indiana, IBJ Media provides the news you need to know, and we're doing it now directly to your phone. To be a part of this, you can find it on your favorite app store. Just search IBJ Media.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the stakes are high. Realtors are market experts who do business by a higher code of ethics, and we're invested in Indiana because we're also your neighbors. Now here's the latest statewide real estate report.
In 2025, the number of homes for sale across Indiana hit a 6-year high, with new listings jumping nearly 10% in the last 2 years. Homes also stayed on the market about 4 days longer than 2024, 2 weeks longer than back in 2021. Buyers have more options and more time to find the right home heading into 2026. But patience is paying off for home sellers as Indiana property values continue to climb. Indiana is still one of the most affordable states for home ownership. The mortgage payment on a typical recent home purchase equals about 34% of our median monthly household income.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising faster among
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard.
Nothing will change.
Can't compete. You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The historic words spoken by Purdue alum Neil Armstrong as he became the first human to set foot on the moon. 4 astronauts are now preparing for a trip around the moon. NASA hoping to launch the Artemis II mission from the Kennedy Space Center as early as April 1st. That 10-day flight marks the first trip humans have made to the moon's vicinity in more than 50 years. And there is a Purdue connection, of course. Boilermaker alum Marie Henderson serves as the Deputy Lunar Science Lead on the Artemis II mission, which means she's in charge of telling the astronauts what data they need to take from the moon once they're in orbit. Well, to eyes looking in the skies in Fort Wayne. After years of planning and construction, Fort Wayne's Science Central is ready to reach for the stars by opening a new planetarium.
It probably feels a little bit of a dream come true, honestly.
After planning and building since 2023, Science Central opened its new planetarium this week.
We can take you to a planet and you can look around, you can kind of feel like you're there because the technology is so great. And it's just a whole new experience that I think a lot of people will love because it is immersive.
It's the region's only public planetarium. The 21-foot-tall dome features a starball projector, a specialized device used to project a highly realistic night sky onto a dome ceiling, donated by the University of St. Francis. The project cost nearly $3 million and is also giving a boost to quality of life initiatives from Greater Fort Wayne, Inc.
When you think about economic development, it's not just businesses moving here and growing here. It's about the type of amenities that we can offer as a community. And these are the kind of amenities that really entice companies to want to be here because those are the things that matter when they're trying to recruit talent here.
Science Central's hands-on educational program is designed to spark curiosity in science, technology, engineering, and math, encouraging students to ultimately pursue STEM classes and careers, bolstering the state's tech workforce pipeline.
When you have such a large defense and aerospace industry in your location, they're always thinking about how do they recruit talent. I think that's what's neat is that you create this excitement in children and that can build over the course of time and ultimately become careers that they're interested in that really impacts the businesses that are right here in our community working to grow.
Every show is programmed in-house, and the organization says it's ready to welcome visitors of all ages.
As we always do, reaching out to the community. Okay, here it is. How can we make it better? So we are fully aware that this is something that will just continue to evolve and be better.
Science Central says the planetarium is off to a fast start with groups already renting the venue for meetings and other big events. That's all the time we have for this week on Inside Indiana Business. We leave you this week on a musical note. The Counting Crows coming to Indy to headline the Carb Day concert at IMS in May. Go out and make it a successful week.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader. Indiana's biggest names, their most personal stories. The Business and Beyond podcast brings you one-on-one conversations with the state's top leaders in business, sports, politics, and culture. If you want to know what makes Indiana tick, this is your show. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts or at ibjpodcasts.com.
Your commute just got smarter. Turn drive time into growth time. The IBJ Media Podcast Network gives you front row access to leaders shaping Indiana's economy, culture, and future. No filler, just smart, relevant, local storytelling you won't get anywhere else. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcasts.com.